Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust those representation papers in Gregson's face and see what it makes of them. Hello there, Governor. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Your ladyship! How? I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? Oh, I salute you. That is good work, that is.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? A special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Ah, lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, yes, I hardly feel tired at all. I'm as fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime then? Do as you please! You know where it happened? Through the door behind the counter. Ha! Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Winterbank and Gina. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. I can't afford to spend too much time on it. There are so many articles to go through, it's taking forever, even with the lads working round the clock. Just a problem, because there's another case the yard needs to investigate urgently. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before. But what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine!
Come then, let us not waste any time.
Righty then. Oh, hello! Anyway, let's snoop.
Behind that door? It's the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said.
Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Oh. Mr. Winterbank, face down on the floor. Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. You must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. We will. Behind that door. That's the real scene of the crime.
Don't worry, if there are any clues in there, I'll find them.
Is it a moving option? Oh. We could, huh? Well, we said something about, save for a couple of things, the crime scene seems mostly undisturbed. Although I think we pointed this out earlier. Looky here! Oh yes, a bullet hole. And I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Presumably, Mr. Winterbank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Hopefully not. It'd be rather reckless.
Well, Mr. Sharps likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
What? Sorry? It's all there in the Adventures Hall of Shows, you know. Isn't that right, Iris?
Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps.
In jest?
Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once.
Forget that for now, Bruno. Let's examine this bullet.
What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? Suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that.
What?
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, isn't there, Bruno?
I have a feeling I'm not as bloody minded as you, Iris.
I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see. When it comes to blood, we're all different types.
What a scientific observation.
So you need this.
Oh no. What is that scary looking thing?
Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch!
What's it? The colour of blood, the bloodstain has changed.
There, does it make sense now?
I think I'm starting to understand.
Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see.
Yes, how wonderful.
The chemical it finds combines with the blood and makes it change colour. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash.
Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding grey.
So whose blood are we looking at then?
Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different colour, so just find someone whose blood turns the same colour and you'll know who it belongs to in a flash.
It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? One flash or two, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make a note of it in the call record. Sure. Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have any reagent left, sure. Yeah, save for a couple of disturbances, nothing too glaring. There's the article ledger here in Mr. Winterberg's notes, and it looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Look at the back, there's some writing.
Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us.
15th of February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited one gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid £1. Redemption deadline 15th of April, 10:30 p.m. A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think...
Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday.
And is still wearing, which belonged to McGilded. Never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. Well, don't we have something similar?
It seems Mr. Winterbank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have on hand.
Recycling!
Hello!
With this photograph of a cat. It looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently.
Yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier.
Of course. I was forgetting that she gave us that print. What are you waiting for then, Mr. Nuttleholder? We'll get it out. Alright, let the cogs turn. Yes, they're exactly the same. Slightly different angle, but yes, fundamentally.
I've got it. These two photographs hide an amazing secret.
A secret? What does she mean?
You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know?
Yes, we need you to tell us what you know about this pair of photographs, ma'am. You. The pair of photographs? What's going on here? So, Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Winterbank's counter, the one Gina gave us before. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints?
Actually, that's not quite right.
What? Sorry?
If you look carefully, the two prints aren't exactly the same.
They're not?
Have another look at them now. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
I think so. It's very subtle, though. What's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints?
Oh, well, it's because they're a set, you see.
No, I don't.
This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment.
Oh, stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently?
Yes, that's what Mr. Sharp showed us yesterday. You see, there it is, just over there.
Yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. It hurts my eyes. Trying to cross-eye.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions.
It's very difficult, I imagine. Really?
Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, wonderful! Then I'll be able to tell you.
She's over the moon. Bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene.
I, for one, simply have to know.
Explain away! How they work.
Have you ever considered, Runa, how our eyes see depth in the world around us?
I just open them and it works.
But the reason it works is because we have two eyes.
2 eyes? Shocking.
If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see it straight away. What you see with your left eye.
Oh my god, it's so blurry right now.
you see with your right eye.
Oh my god.
Ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye.
Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly.
Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see.
My brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me.
I think I see. So the pair of photographs
consists of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right?
Well done, Susie. You're so quick.
So, if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints.
Yes, Bruno, you're beginning to understand.
And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that.
Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
You can't really? How?
Let's try it. Let's see if you can view these pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope.
Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susato-san really loves this kind of thing.
You need to be able to cross your eyes, that's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Cross my eyes? Maybe you can, but
Watch me and see if you can copy.
Oh my god, I can't do it without the finger in front of me though. Oh my god, and it hurts. Oh no, I can't do it.
Let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh my god, I can't do it.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh.
Wonderful, now it's your turn, Bruno.
The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. I seriously can't. Not exactly an easy task with two people staring at me cross-eyed.
Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like these. You try now, Bruno. Did the print split into two images for you? Now the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until...
Thank you, game, for doing it for me.
They form a new single image in the center.
Oh yes!
Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see it in the middle now! It looks unreal! I could look at it all day!
I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt.
Your turn, Bruno! Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slightly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
I can't do it. It legit hurts. I don't know how you guys do it. I know you're explaining it, but oh my god, I can't do it without it hurting. Like, without assistance with my finger, which just ruins it. I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. That we can agree. Oh my god. Oh my god, ow.
So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Bruno?
Oh, they're certainly amazing, but isn't it easier to get the knack of viewing them properly?
No, some people find it easier than others.
Okay, cool.
But that's why contraptions like this exist. For people who find it tricky.
Well, I don't have one of those on me. I guess I'm gonna have to suffer. Not experiencing the true magic.
We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we?
If I remember correctly, you pressed this little knob here. Oh yeah, we broke it yesterday, didn't we?
And set the pair of photographs in this stand at the back end.
Still amazing, even though I roughly know how it works now.
Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of those folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently.
But if these little machines are so foldable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. Do they still exist now? Should probably look into those.
It's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Literally. I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures. I never even heard of them until yesterday. Certainly learnt a lot about them. I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever need. Okay, game. So this is the second of the two photographic prints of the cat. It really does look like one guy. It looks exactly the same as the first photograph at first glance. I suppose that's what's so compelling. Actually, now that we have both pictures, could have another go at viewing them as a stereoscopic image. So, I need to cross my eyes and try to get the two cats to merge into the middle as one. Such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this in the first place must have spent a long time staring. Good heavens. Obsessed. This is the ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilder 2 months earlier. Article deposited, one gentleman's overcoat. And the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box, deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident. Could that have anything to do with all of this? It's not a I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wondered if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris! We should show this to her before we forget. And that we shall. Assist! Oh. Not like that. Yeah.
That looks like blood.
I would say it's from a gloved finger, even though I'm pretty sure that it has joints, but nonetheless, almost certainly a glove made of leather.
Well, don't worry, Bruno. You can leave the rest to me.
Oh, purple. Look at that.
Yes, that's a colour we haven't seen before, is it?
We simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these colours, different colours, correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood. Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is? I have an inkling, I do. Yes, I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the colour it turned, but with a little deduction. That's right, I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well. You first, Bruno. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright, I believe that this is the blood of... I don't think these two have ever bled. I don't know why Winterbank's blood will be here. Should I okay, I don't. Thrice-fired Mason. Thrice-fired Mason. Yeah, because it was from the night of the Omnibus murder, I believe. So, that makes sense. You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now in that case, and 2 people were bleeding. So, of course I never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired though. The victim of the Omnibus case. Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. That would mean this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Winterbanks yesterday, suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time. So it can't have been Winterbanks. Okay, yeah. So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilden was also wearing leather gloves that night. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint, this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilden had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body, from which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Nuttlehoddle, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. Minus the quirky sleep-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Bruno. Very well. Let's make a note of this. If it'll help our current case, sure. Most enlightening. Alright. Not sure if there's anything else we need to investigate besides the 2 obvious areas. And maybe the stereoscopes, but we already had a whole lecture that we can do it ourselves. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Winterbank's life was taken in this very room only last night. We just left her alone. Ah! What? Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do you? Well... I've never seen a ladyship look like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. You weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? Very reassuring.
I don't think that went very well.
Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet.
We have investigating to do ourselves.
Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Ooh.
Harry.
I've inquired to how Mr. Soames's operation is going. I don't know, hasn't he been here the whole time? How would he get any news about that? Alright, while he's in front of us. Anything we need to know? So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Sure, you got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like, nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, Gracie, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it's locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. What's it the police officers doing?
Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh!
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise. And next to that aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter shot.
Are you talking about Jenny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand. Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well. The key to the storeroom!
You say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. In something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. What do you know about this, allegedly?
Grexy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he?
The eyes! The thing is,
Don't mention words, Inspector, please! You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
the operation's done and dusted! It's just that, well...
Out with it!
Yes, ma'am! They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing, renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body anesthetized. Is that even possible? It means the operation can be done while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for his tooth extraction.
Yes. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, so I hear. Yeah, because something about caffeine. And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently.
Oh my!
No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in the system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they could do is stand back and watch until he comes round again. The boy's in a coma. The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I'll get the word to you. What a surprise. In matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. If we're talking so comically of him, he'll be alright. While we're here, the police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line.
Poor Mr. Winterbank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was just shot just once. Through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood then.
Ah!
I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps...
Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
Blue. So now we know the colour the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Winterbank's blood. Doesn't match the one on the calendar, does it? Yes.
No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected.
Someone else's blood. This is a revolver, a real one.
Quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Winterbank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You don't really look like you're about to faint.
It's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Winterbank with this yesterday, didn't we? shall have to take my own life! This aged very well. It must be the same gun. Last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Why has it been left at the crime scene? Mr. Winterbank told us he'd only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he?
Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, it's the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked.
Ah!
What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in.
Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. I must check inside the box at once. Yes. Oh!
It was there! Iris' story was there!
Okay, that wasn't taken. It was! Oh, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but still. I was relieved to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well hidden file. Oh, we're in possession of it now, are we? Let's look at the spoilers, shall we? Snoop. The Hound of the Baskervilles by Iris Wilson. The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? Well, I don't think she knows the contents of it, though. Suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain. I'm so sorry. Nothing else. Lovely pink paper. So it's been untouched. Oh, but the thing is open. That's the only thing. So it doesn't match the one at the front. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
I can't believe how many there are.
Bicycle, gramophone, musical instruments. Even some enormous paintings, look! Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dust in here all together. Something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. At least there would be if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling round. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. Classic. I think besides the... Oh no, we already investigated the gun, didn't we? I think besides that, I don't see anything pertaining to the case. Is there something we can present, maybe? I don't think so. I mean, we already showed you that. Anything else we can discuss, maybe? No, okay. Let's see. You might miss what people say. Something important I missed, is it? Let me sift through this. Whee! Okay, wait, I don't... This one hasn't been checked yet, so I'm not sure if it means there's new text. Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright. We must find the true culprit.
Is that not what we're doing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's well and good and all, but, I think that goes without saying, Dee. There's more? Should we... I don't... Okay, I'm gonna go through every destination. Because... I don't know, I usually get stuck around here, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't think so. Okay, so Hurley's still out of commission. Yeah, no, he's not here. Of course. She here? Gina doesn't appear to be here. I believe she must be in questioning at the moment. What more are they going to get? Wait a minute! What is Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there?
Huh?
Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he was unlocking in his state.
Oh my. Why would she do something like that? It'll only make her situation worse.
Calm down, Bruno. It's only joking.
Huh. You had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction. It must be your way of words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight of your words carry.
Dear, I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
In the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just thrown his head back and guffled.
I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Noddlehoddle.
Anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Come along then, Bruno. Come along, Susie.
Well, not much we can do. Well, just in case there's flavor text. And there's not. Okay, cool. What to do? Oh. Okay. I'm always stuck around here. Oh my gosh. Ow! I mean, obviously it's the police, but we haven't seen it before, so... Still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Winterbanks.
I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home.
Iris, she's very upset by all this. I'm sorry, I was there. I should have done more.
None of this is your fault, Bruno. So please, don't apologise.
But
the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them.
You're right. I thought they already captured them. So, Gregsy's told us. Oh no, that was interesting. We haven't seen that. Alright. Yeah, so it doesn't match. I think that's the most glaring thing. Winterbank and, Green over there. It's a bit dubious. Does anything new come up? This is not Winterbank. Green blood. Just seems wrong somehow. You thought green blood was weird. Okay, yeah, green blood is weird.
There are all sorts of different colours. There are pretty pinks and purples too.
Pretty pinks?
Everyone's blood is different.
I wonder what my colour my blood will turn out. Actually, I don't want to know. It's rather interesting, isn't it? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh, keep it down. Sorry? Made your clue just here.
Really? Then you must tell Gregsy at once.
But as soon as I've pulled it, that'll be it. I'm stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift.
Oh, they really have a tough time, the British police. Wouldn't want your day job.
That doesn't stop us investigating though, does it?
Suppose not. Fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Oh yeah, they do have a hard. I'm fairly sure this contraption wasn't here yesterday as well. We totally didn't break it. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
Oh yes, that's a folding stereoscope.
This is a stereoscope! Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used a great big contraption over there.
Oh, well, that's what you use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is much simpler designed for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I could make money out of this in Japan. It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. So that's a stereoscope too. This is a strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. Makes you think when Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday. We were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Life is strange like that.
These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Sometimes you can find real treasures among all the junk, you know. Are you alright, Bruno?
It's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even the horse statue.
That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever.
Yes. I don't know, the horse statue does look rather glorious. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. My bad. Hello, Governor. Police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? That's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. Sifted through all in the shifts at least, but we've been working through the night, that's for sure. We'll be working through the night. And even then, well, I barely scratched the surface. Crime and the pawnbrokers. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. Every copper's worst nightmare, you know, crime and the pawnbrokers. Yes, well, hope you get paid, and plenty for it. Right then, sir. Not sure what the music box is gonna do.
Do you have them where you come from, Bruno?
Yeah, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy with the policeman in the room giving you fierce looks.
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Gracie to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Clocks, clocks, and more clocks. Did we not investigate this area thoroughly? The ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
It's too much to think about. Better just sell it all and have a clear head, if you ask me.
But clearly Mr. Winterbank was very careful when it came to articles in his care. Shovels! Isn't that Bobby reading the thinger upside down? I'm not giving you that again. Oh yeah. Do you have anything to say about your own work?
A manuscript.
Mr. Jones said he deposited a Winterbanks and he had.
So strange. What is it about this particular story? Worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it?
I'm afraid I have no idea. We could do it his way until he's ready to tell you, I suppose.
Maybe. It's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines.
Yes, maybe. I wish I could say that definitely is the reason, but I really can't put it past the man. What else can we investigate? Yeah, we talked about the print, didn't we? And then we had that thumb investigated. Alright. Green. Who this? Purple. Cool. Who's green now? Can we snoop? Representation writ. I, the undersigned, agree to legal representation by the lawyer named hereunder in regard to the following incident. Interesting. Anything different? No, probably not, I don't think. Pretty sure we... That's all you say, is it? Yeah, I might miss what people say. I'm so sorry this is taking so long. It's just... I always get stuck around here, I don't know why. Something about this place. I think I know by now, honestly. We've exhausted all the options. No, we just got here, mate. Alright, I guess I'm throwing stuff at him because I honestly have nothing else. Does he say anything more about this? Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about this, do you think? We don't tend to share sunshine, not with the general public.
In that case, Gregson, how about some herbal tea?
Oh, lovely. Tar very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. You don't mind sharing that then? Well, I guess I haven't been whipping this out all that much, but I don't know, it just feels a bit crass. Considering he doesn't even have anything to say, never mind. Was it worth it, Yunosuke? God. I'm sorry, Cosmo. I'm gonna speed this part up if it's a failure. Oh well, shit. Okay, wait. Wait, what? Shit. What have we here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposit. Here's it. Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was to hand. Yes, it's a ticket for McGilda's overcoat, the one that little diver turned up with yesterday. It's not actually. Really? Think you know better than me if you would just read it. I didn't mean to,
Bruno's right, Gregson. It isn't the same ticket.
Observe! Oh, of course it isn't! I've never doubted you, your ladyship. So, what's all this about then, if I might be so bold as to ask?
This is a second ticket.
Second one? Seems that Mr. McGilden in fact had another article in storage here at Winterbanks. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Nodahodo. Oh good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Finally! Oh my gosh, discuss! This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilda's overcoat. You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just one music box disc, it seems. Music? Hold on, wait, did I read that right? More than just the music box disc. I should have insisted on the lads and taken it back to the yard and examined it properly. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilda deposited another article here with Mr. Winterbank. Yes, I can see it written here. Small box, was it?
There's another article belonging to Mr. McGilda. It could be an important clue.
Yes, well, I suppose it could be. Please stop looking at those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. I'm losing my marbles. I'll go barking. It's no time for dog impressions, Inspector. It's enough sauce from you, sunshine. there is one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it?
Yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
Wait, hold on, let me double check that. I should have thought about that, actually. This is embarrassing. What day was it? 13th of April. Oh, yes, indeed. The small box isn't in here. It's been forfeited. Which means it could be on the shelves in front of the shop where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. I mean, we kind of already did, but I guess now with this information, you're wasting your time. Oh, there are dozens of little boxes out there, hundreds even. It's a small place. Can't possibly know which one might have been McGilden's. That information is not written in the ledger.
Well, I think we should have a look just in case.
Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old.
Jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Winterberry set such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set up to scare anyone.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon. Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Bruno? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if you didn't want her to be... you to be her lawyer.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we had better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. Onwards! Post haste! Gina, good. You're back. Ah! The police must have finished questioning her then.
How was it, Ginny? Was it awful?
Didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Winterbanks. Right.
Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy.
What's the point in asking? I'll change what everyone's saying. I did it.
It's not.
Gina, we came to ask you for your final decision. Eh? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you. I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. Worry is just so hard to bear. Recap. Why then? Blimey, give it a rest with them eyes, Iris. Come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Nuttlehuddle, all of us know that you are innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being in here in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Winterbanks that night. Looks like I'm gonna have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. Thrust it into Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Always so aggressive. Must be a defense lawyer thing. Shall we do that now, before I forget? I found this in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Yeah! Right, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Winterbanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night? Eh? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Ah! Why didn't you tell us what happened, please? We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother. Ginny. Rip them up and chuck them, would you? The representation papers or whatever they're called. So ain't fancy enough to have been. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own. I don't think you will be. Look, it don't matter. It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. Oh yeah, this Baskerville story. It's the latest Sholmes' adventure, right? It ain't been printed yet, officially. So I figure it's gotta be worth a few pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least £5,000. What? So, you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I weren't going to sell it. All I wanted to do was find out if the manuscript or whatever you call it really was there or not. It's the only reason why I was in the place. For Iris's sake. Isn't that right? We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. What? I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Bare-faced liars, the lot of them. Just ain't realised it yet. I'm telling you, the mantle script ain't window banks. You'd soon see if you had a look.
If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Maybe there was wrong of me to doubt him. Ginny, that was so sweet of you!
Alright. Tell you why I did it. Stop looking at me like that, Iris. It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all.
You wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest, if he'd really deposited the manuscript at Winterbanks.
So like I told you the night before, I never had a father. Iris' law ain't like mine. She's got a dad, only she can't see him. I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes her stories. About her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying.
Stories about Daddy.
You mean, they're not the adventures of a great detective, so much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah.
So thoughtful and so kind, Ginny.
Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I hate this chummy nonsense. Gee, I hate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, scamper.
I hadn't noticed until now. It's unmistakable. Right there, on both sleeves of that overcoat. Some very suspicious red stains.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings to that area to Gina now. Sorry, I forgot which button to press for a moment. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet.
What?
Blood, Mr. Naruhodo! You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So it could be blood that's blooded from Mr. Winterbank when he was shot last night. Could it be? Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else.
Take it easy, Iris.
Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot. The blood stain disappeared, but alright.
Oh my!
What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. I was known, of course. The black colour of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now. I don't know if this would fly in real life, but alright.
The blood has reacted with the chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we already collected. Perfectly!
Let's see, who had the purple blood? Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
What are you on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo. I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling off a story! You can see now that the victims is all over Mr. McGilda's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Anyway, and if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from McGilda trying to put the victim to his feet. No, if that was what really had happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over Miss McGilda's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. Tried to run away from the truth for long enough. There's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded. Mr. Naruhodo. Horrible case is solved at last. And I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. It's not like we had a choice, really. We're like, oh, not enough evidence. How could I have let that happen? It's not your fault, I don't think.
Did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent?
I believed... Rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what's the truth and what's a lie. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our client tells us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, There can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Gina? God, sounds like this Empire of Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Come on, look at this mess you got into believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. At least you've learned your lesson now, huh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Can't be the case all the time. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one, get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip him up and chuck him away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants and all. Well, now, Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? You're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, a lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. Oh. Well, at the very least, I kind of want to see where this trial goes. We're gonna trust her for now. Gina, let me say it again. If us, the whole belief thing, yeah, it bit us in the arse for the third case, but like, it can't be the case all the time. I mean, Soseki was alright, right? Should be fine. Then again, that wasn't actually a murder. But, anyway, let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Are you half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Now that you're able to, now that dude's gone. Seriously, Mr. Naruhodo. Didn't you hear what I said before? Born liar. Fibs just trips off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you in all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? Just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you chose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you yet realise. What do you mean? The world we live in. It's full of people you would do very well to trust. People who will never let you down. Yeah? It's true that I'm just a student of law. I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, until my very last breath, morbid, I am completely on your side! What do you expect me to say to that, huh? It's decided. I'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. I'd be ashamed to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You used to what? I don't know what you are. I don't get you. Gina's taken herself off the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. It turned out alright in the end, I think. Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once! Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice! Mr. Sato! Somebody is there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. What? Blimey, you're sharp, huh? I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts. The art of stealth I've heard so much about. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Crixie! Oh dear me, I am most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening in on our conversation?
Good grief, listening? No. I just got word there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived. This very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is, nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Isn't that late already? So then, I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best, bye and bye. It's a lot of farewells and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship.
Oh, but I wanted to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart will... well...
Emergency?
Lord Strongheart. Nothing! Forget I said anything. Anyway, I'm off!
Alright, Crixie, if you have to. Let's chat soon.
Delighted! Charmed! Can't wait, if you please! My pleasure! It's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere.
Crixie's so funny, he says such silly things.
It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Sato. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers with my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san will be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Naruhodo-san. It's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. The shows were shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. On the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is. I had so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. Yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task. It's just 2 months since we arrived in London. We've managed to establish this office. I was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Susato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel like I've learnt something. What would that be? Seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? Like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of the total facets, and what's illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on as long as we live. So true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated. And I'll finally understand how everything fits together. Naruhodo-san. Suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open, we keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much. Sorry, what? Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant. Sure. Sure. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. Ew. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry? I'm sure you realise why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Gina's trial. I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you'll find it hard to sleep. Please, for me, do try. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean?
Oh my, I nearly forgot.
Please, I want you to have this. What is that? Some huge bundle of documents. It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus. A gilded case. Seems to me that this case of Mr. Winterbank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. With everything else she's had to think about, Sato-san still managed to do this. It all neatly laid out for me in a beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. And I'm sorry to say, I'd have been a complete failure. So, I didn't quite catch what you said there. Ignore me, I was just mumbling to myself. Well, we should worry about that a bit. If she's not going to elaborate further. It's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Sato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait! There's something I need to say. What was that? Who gives? Secret technique of mine. Subtle shutdown. Shutdown? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Sato-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us. Learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. Yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. I forced myself to close my eyes. As a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place. It's exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honour and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell. Godspeed. My dear madam,